Welcome to another episode of Journey Towards Freedom. In today's episode, I would like to focus on cooperation instead of competing and comparing to others. Through cooperation, we can reach and achieve much greater things than we do with just pure competition. If we always be competing against someone, against resources, trying to grab resources, trying to be the best, this will only lead to increase in our ego, in our arrogance. We will divide further and further from other parts of the society. And in order to compete, we need some kind of basis on which part we are greater than the others. Because if we are competing, there needs to be some rules, some kind of the reward. How do I know that I am better than others? In the adults world, this is done mostly through money. The government created everything for us with corporations so that we can go into work and enter the ladder. The higher we go, the more money we earn, the better life we have. The more that we get the bigger house, better car. Through this mechanics, we can also compare to others. We can see, I am doing much better than they are doing. I have beat them, and now I can find another rival who I can compete against and try to be better than him. See, this mindset is only focusing on me. I don't care about others. Others are my rivals. They are someone that is standing in my way to success. Just look at all the current people who we consider successful. The millionaires, the billionaires. Do you think they are compassionate beings that will look after one after another? In no way. They almost never cooperated unless it's cooperation to destroy their competitors. So how does school fit into this? So school is also based on competing and comparing to other people. How? By grading. You have grades from A to, I believe, F. I'm not really good with English and how they are grading in school. In Poland, we use just 1 to 5. So 1 is the lowest, 5 is the highest possible number, and everything in between is just average. So let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 being the highest. I believe in English and Western countries, you can use like A, B, C numerical values. So by grading, you can compare students. Arbitrarily can say, okay, you are better than him because you got A and he got B on a test. Great. Now, how does this help you? For example, there are 2 tests and you received C on the first test and C on the second test. Based on just on the grades, you made no progress at all. No progress. You are just in the same place you were during the first test. But if we look at the context, at the more details, for example, you made 40 points out of 100 in the first test, and the second you made 50 out of 100, you made like almost a 25% increase in your knowledge based in the given subject. So the best way to compare is your past self. That's how we should compare. Only with ourselves. That's the only way we can compare. We can't compare with other people. Each person is different. We have different strengths, different weaknesses. We are better at one thing, whereas another. So why compare to other people? It's meaningless. This grading school system is created in order for you to become more selfish, more egoistic, and to care only about yourself. What is the point if you, for example, help other person get better grades? They can be your competitors in your future job market. So you don't want them to succeed. You don't want them to learn. You want to be, and if they learn, they can become better, and you don't want to lose your position wherever you are. So school does not promote cooperation. Even in sports, at least in Poland, in the physical education, we should care and see that cooperation is so important to our lives. If you play football, for example, we make 2 teams. Who is the praise? Mostly the one that scores the goal. Those who scores the most goals are the ones that are praised the most. They are the most famous. Sometimes the goalkeeper also can be praised if he saves one or two, but how many of them, the defenders, do you know? They are almost not existent. So even though we try to do it as a group sport, as a one team, we are still trying to find which individual did the most, which individual was the best. Trying to still find, okay, I have to shine. I have to be the main star of this team. And you create this mentality of always trying to care for yourself, not trying to help others. Because if you all grew together, maybe you would become a better team. You would achieve better results. That's how you can apply cooperation. You learn something, you are better at something, you can teach, for example, it to another person. And that person in return can teach you something you have problems with. In the result, you are both growing. You are better than your previous self. Why do school and everyone try to enforce this toxic competition? Because it's better for you to go in egoistic mindset, to stay and only focus on yourself. Do not care about others. Fuck them. They are not important. Only me and my money, how much I earn, is important in life. It doesn't matter that it's near impossible to be self-sustained. And that if I want to do everything on my own, I will end up probably dead. Because I won't be able to have enough resources to cover for myself. We need to cooperate. We need to function in a society as a group of people in order to maintain and provide a healthy living for ourselves. Then in adult life, if you go to some kind of corporation, you are also met with this hierarchy. The ones at the top earn the most. They are the most important. And the ladder goes down. But in order to provide some good results, to provide some resources and good revenue, everyone from top to bottom needs to work, needs to cooperate. Because there will be some kind of the broken chain in this whole process, it will end up worse for everyone. It doesn't matter what type of company this is, it works everywhere. But yeah, you can work your ass off, you can work as a team, you can try to work as a team to provide for everyone so that your company can be better and deliver what they promised. Who will receive the gratification for this? Those, the higher ups, they will receive the most revenue, then a little bit lower, then a little bit lower, and those at the lowest will receive nothing. Will receive nothing because that was just their job. They were doing just their job. Nobody sees them. So you don't care about cooperation because it brings you no value in the current world we live in. Only the competition and trying to get above others brings you some kind of the value back in terms of money. Turn up your status. Now with money you can see that you are better than the others. You are living your life much better. You have better house, better currencies. And now you can compare to others. Oh, let's take a look at this man that is taking trash. Person that is working, collecting trash. He probably earns the minimal wage. Or just a waiter in a restaurant. Same, earning minimum wage. Just because you go to that restaurant, you work different job means you earn more money, means that you are better than them? Well, maybe yeah, in today's system, true. But from the moral perspective, from the objective and natural law, are you better really than them? How can you compare? Two different persons, two different skill sets. Without people collecting your trash, you would have to manage this yourself. You would somehow need to find a way how to get rid of the trash. What do we do? Now there are people that are collecting this for you. We can have a clean, nice neighborhood. But you don't see it. You see them as some kind of the low-level scams that are because they didn't graduate college, so they are intellectually lower than me. I am so much good because I have my degree. Who cares about your degree? Degree means nothing. But it helps to divide people. And through this division, we can easily manipulate them. Because if you care only about yourself and not try to help others, we can never grow as a community, as a species. Because we will be always just competing. You don't want others to succeed unless you succeed with them. So if others are succeeding, you only get angry. You get jealous. You want them to fail so you can reclaim your position. This is a toxic behavior. Of course, competition is not always a bad thing, but how our society created this, how school creates these competition-based systems, they are at most toxic. So the idea of today's video is to give you an example how cooperation can lead to both parties to grow and help each other to be better. Better than who? Better than you, because that's the only way to compare. And we should drop this toxic competition based on some kind of the gathering resources and that I am better than other human beings. You have different skills and they have different skills. You have different character. You have different strengths and weaknesses than other people. There's no way for you to compare with them. Try to release this ego of yourself to be a better person. Hope you found this video interesting, entertaining, and you learned a little bit. As always, I'm Adek, and you can watch more of my materials on my website, tridentoffreedom.com.